He was so focused on getting back to his party. It was really sweet. I mean, it was obviously the big emphasis for him that evening. Elton John had previously won an Oscar, of course, in 1995 for his song Can You Feel the Love Tonight, The Lion King, but he and his lyrics master Bernie Taupin had previously never won together until, of course, last night. And an epic night it was, you guys.
Thank you so much, Bianca.
Thank you for bringing it all to us,
Yes.
girlfriend, like you have throughout all award season. And joining us now in studio is Variety senior editor Michael Schneider, as he always does. He comes by post-big award show to give us the lowdown, and welcome. Thank you for being here. I imagine you were out late last night.
Absolutely. So, no sleep for the weary, but what a night, right?
Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk to you about.
Yeah.
But first, let's start off with Parasite. I mean, they just took it away.
That was huge. I can't take credit for this joke. Someone else on Twitter pointed out that there was no host last night, but there sure was a lot of Parasite. And it is the truth. I mean, that was huge. A lot of us were kind of rooting for it. I mean, it was such a great movie, but, didn't really think it was going to happen. But then early on, when Bong Joon-ho started going up on stage, collecting all those awards, by the end of the night, you're like, this is it. This is a sweep. It's happening.
Mel and I were talking about, typically people do not like to suffer through subtitles, so this is just shattering barriers all across the board.
Yeah. I think people have gotten used to it a little bit more. You start to see more subtitles even on television now. So it's taken time, but I think people are sort of willing to. If it's a good movie, if it's a compelling story, if the visuals are amazing, and Parasite sort of had all of it.
One of my favorite moments last night, I love the music performances.
Yeah.
Cynthia Erivo stand-up. When that woman sings, time stops.
Yeah.
She's so gifted in that way.
She is having a year.
Yes,
and
she
of course,
is.
she's going to star as Aretha Franklin on this upcoming Nat Geo show.
Yeah.
She's on the show The Outsider right now on HBO. She really is everywhere at the moment.
And also Eminem makes this surprise appearance, and every time they pan in the audience, people were just like, what is going on? Everybody looked like,
it was a mix of some people like, what's going on, and then other people like singing along, know the lyrics. I mean, it's a classic song, so it was that was the big surprise of the night. Like, Eminem, what's Eminem doing here?
So, Michael, they said no host. We don't want any politics. Politics were very much on display last night. Give us your takeaway on that.
Yeah, I mean, it started with Brad Pitt, but I think he was passionate. He had something he wanted to say. Joaquin Phoenix, of course, had a lot that he wanted to say, but that was to be expected. Joaquin's been very vocal throughout this entire award season.
How about Natalie Portman, and how about Janelle Monáe? They really kind of put it out there. Oscar so white, wearing the snub directors or female directors on her cape.
Yeah, they have a platform, so why not? I'm one of those people who's like, they have a voice just as anyone else has a voice, and I don't think it distracted from the show at all, because there was such a mix. There was so much going on this show. Honestly, they probably could have been helped by a host to kind of bring it all together.
That's what I think, too. I mean, Janelle Monáe came out of the bag, right? I mean, and just like as G said, holding them to the fire on Oscar so white and Happy Black History Month, I'm a queer black woman, and then you have Steve Martin and Chris Rock come out that kind of were the pseudo hosts to get things going.
It was so awkward moment. Calling out Jeff Bezos. Jeff is in the audience, and they keep talking about him. Well, the richest man, and Steve Martin goes, "Well, I want my packages delivered on time. I'm not going to go there."
So what do you think? Do you think we need a host? I think we do.
I think we do as well. I think it brings it all together. It reminds you throughout the ceremony that this is a cohesive show. Instead, it felt like a little disjointed. Like you had this element here, this element there. Suddenly Eminem's showing up. And by the end of the night, you had forgotten that Janelle Monáe had started the show. Right. So, I think it can be helped if you have a really good host. But again, it's a hard job.
I think it's too early to tell what the ratings are going to look like. But what do you think? Because the ratings have been sliding the past couple of years. Do you think it held this time and it showed a contemporary range, or do you think it was too predictable?
A lot of the awards were predictable. For the most part, all the acting awards were predicted by everyone.
Brad Pitt, etc.
No surprise there. It's hard to say. I don't think there was that big hook the way there was last year, especially with Queen coming out with Bohemian Rhapsody. And you remember also there's the whole Star is Born subplot of Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
That's her guy. Bradley Cooper's her guy.
Yeah, so you had those moments that you didn't really necessarily have this year. So, and I think especially once it became a sweep for Parasite, probably a lot of people haven't seen that movie. So I don't know. We'll see how the ratings
What was your top moment of the night?
Yeah.
that's hard to say. I do think just seeing Bong Joon-ho show up over and over again, really excited about winning. And then, of course, the moment where he actually sort of gave a shout out to Martin Scorsese.
That was such a
and
beautiful
Scorsese
tribute.
was touched. And then the crowd gave a standing ovation, sort of both for Bong, but also for Scorsese. That was a real sort of genuine
and he also
moment.
shouted out to
Quentin,
saying thank you for putting my movies when no one was watching on your list.
Yeah.
That meant the world. So there was a lot of congeniality, which was really
And at the end of the
lovely
show,
to
when
see.
they were, Bianca Ray was just talking about that. At the end of the show, when they were putting the lights down and the
And
stars were
everyone,
standing up, like
including Tom Hanks in the front. That was a great moment too. So it did have some great moments. And then shout out to Bong's translator. I mean, she got a workout last night.
And she did. That was just. It just shows you that it doesn't matter what language you speak. We all speak the same language. It was just really
What a beautiful
evening.
moment for the Asian community, more specifically for the South Korean community, right? To break
And
boundary.
you know, anytime there's an awards ceremony, when you've got Bradley Cooper and Brad Pitt in the room,
The Brads were all there.
Brads.
The Chris's are there. Yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah, thank you so much, as
Thanks
always.
for coming in,
Absolutely.
Michael, especially after the big show. Really appreciate it.
Definitely.
We'll be right back.